Picture that San Francisco house. The painted front door. 3 little girls running up the steps while a dad tried to hold it all together inside. If you grew up watching Full House, you didn't just watch a family, you borrowed one. It's been over 30 years now. Some of these faces found new lives you'd never guess, and one of them left us a gift we're still holding. 8 seasons, 192 episodes, and the living room that somehow felt like ours. The show ended in 1995, but this family never really left. Let's see where they are now. I'd love to know who you watched this show with. A parent, a sibling, maybe just yourself on a Friday night with the volume up. Those memories are what this channel is built on. Share yours as we go. And we start with the one who opened that front door first. You heard her voice before you saw her face. DJ Tanner calling down the stairs, rolling her eyes at her little sisters, trying so hard to be the grown-up in a house full of chaos. Candace Cameron Bure was 11 years old when she first walked onto that set. For 8 years, she was the big sister millions of us wished we had. She didn't just play the responsible one. She made it feel okay to stumble through growing up, one awkward moment at a time. She was 11 then. Today, at 50, she's aging with incredible grace. She's become the heart of holiday television, starring in the Home Sweet Christmas franchise for Great American Family. A 3rd film is on its way this year. And here's the part that might stop you for a second. In May 2026, Candace announced she's about to become a grandmother. Her daughter Natasha is expecting her first child. The girl we watched grow up on Friday nights is about to hear someone call her Candygram. 30 years between that staircase and this moment, and not one of them wasted. Nobody invited Kimmy Gibbler. She just showed up. Loud shoes, louder opinions, and absolutely zero interest in fitting in. Andrea Barber was 11 years old when she walked through that kitchen door uninvited. And somehow, she became the one none of us could imagine the show without. For every kid who felt like the odd one out, Kimmy said what we needed to hear. You don't have to change. The right people will keep the door open. Here's where her story takes a turn nobody expected. When Full House ended in 1995, Andrea didn't chase Hollywood. She walked away, went to college at Whittier, earned her degree in English, became a mom, and lived a completely ordinary life for nearly 20 years. No cameras, no spotlight, just real life. Then Fuller House called in 2016, and she stepped right back into those loud shoes like she'd never left. Today, at 49, time has only deepened her elegance. She co-hosts the How Rude Tanneritos podcast with Jodie Sweetin, does fan conventions across the country, and still describes herself the same way. Mom, writer, podcaster, Kimmy Gibbler. The door is still open. She never needed an invitation. Not every face from that house stayed in front of the camera, but every single one of them left a mark. And the voice behind one of Disney's most beloved characters was sitting in that living room too. He did Popeye. He did Bullwinkle. He made a woodchuck puppet feel like a real member of the family. Dave Coulier was 28 when he moved into that San Francisco house as Joey Gladstone, the guy whose only job was to make sure nobody stayed sad for too long. And he was perfect at it. When the episode got heavy, when Danny's eyes started to water, Joey was the one who broke the tension with a voice, a face, a perfectly timed, "cut it out." He gave kids permission to believe that laughter was a kind of love. He was 28 then. Today, at 66, Dave still carries the same spark we remember. Life has brought him real challenges in recent years. He's faced them the way Joey Gladstone would have wanted, with courage, with honesty, and with humor that never left him. His Full House family has been right beside him through all of it. John Stamos, Candace, Jodie, the same people who shared that living room 30 years ago are still showing up now. Some friendships don't need a script. Remember DJ's boyfriend who was always eating? That was Scott Weinger. He was 16 when he joined the show. What most people don't know is that the same year, he became the voice of Aladdin for Disney. The kid in that kitchen was also the kid on the magic carpet. Today at 50, Scott wears every year beautifully. He graduated from Harvard, became a television writer, and earned a 2025 Emmy nomination for the Hulu thriller Paradise. The boy who loved DJ Tanner grew up to write some of the smartest stories on television. If any of these stories are landing the way they're landing for me, stay close. There are more faces coming that might surprise you. And if this channel feels like a good place to sit for a while, I'm glad you're here. Every family has a middle child who fights to be seen. For millions of us, that kid was Stephanie Tanner. She danced in the living room when nobody asked her to. She spoke up when the room got too quiet. And when she looked into the camera and said, "How rude," she gave every overlooked kid in America a voice. Jodie Sweetin was 5 years old when that started. 5. She literally grew up inside our television sets. Today, at 44, Jodie radiates the same warmth decades later. But her path here wasn't a straight line. Life tested her in ways the show never could. She came through it with a kind of honesty that earned something deeper than fame. It earned respect. And then something beautiful happened. After Bob Saget passed away in 2022, Jodie stepped onto a comedy stage for the first time. Bob had always told her she was funny enough. Her first set was 6 minutes at the Ice House in Pasadena. When she walked off stage, a friend hugged her and said, "Bob would have been so proud." Now, she co-hosts a live comedy show called Smoke Show that sold out San Francisco Sketch Fest and got invited to the Netflix as a joke festival in 2026. The little girl who danced for attention is finally performing on her own terms. Bob was right. 2 of the most famous faces from that house are still ahead. One of them built an empire without saying a word. The other never stopped saying, "Have mercy." They were 9 months old. 9 months. That's how young Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were when they first appeared on Full House, sharing the role of Michelle, Tanner, because child labor laws wouldn't let one baby work a full day. For most of the series, the credits read Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen. One name, no comma. Because the producers didn't want anyone to know Michelle was played by twins. America fell in love with one little girl. There were 2 all along. Michelle was the baby everyone wanted to protect. She made us feel parental before we even understood the word. "You got it, dude," became the sound of pure innocence in a world that was already getting complicated. Today at 39, both sisters seem untouched by the years. They left acting behind entirely. No comeback, no sequel. They didn't return for Fuller House, and they never explained why. Instead, they built The Row, a luxury fashion label now valued at over $1 billion. In 2025, they won the CFDA American Accessory Designer of the Year award. Ashley quietly became a mother in 2023. Mary-Kate lives privately in New York. They have no social media, no public interviews, no noise, just work, family, and silence. And somehow, that silence speaks louder than anything. Think back to season 2. A new woman walks into the Tanner house with a microphone, a career, and no patience for Jesse Katsopolis and his leather jacket. Loughlin was only supposed to appear in 6 episodes as Becky Donaldson, a short guest arc, a love interest and nothing more. She stayed for 7 years, and by the end, nobody could picture that family without her. Becky was the woman who turned chaos into calm. She was strong without ever raising her voice. For viewers who craved steadiness in a noisy world, Aunt Becky was the answer. She was 24 when she first walked onto that set. Today, at 61, Laurie is more striking now than ever. And she's come home. In March 2026, she made a surprise return to Hallmark's When Calls the Heart, stepping back into the role of Abigail Stanton after 7 years away. The audience wept. The cast wept. She told an interviewer afterward that being back was so good for my soul. Season 14 is confirmed. She'll be there. Some doors close for a while. The ones that matter always open again. There's one more face, the one you've been waiting for. The hair, the music, the voice that made 3 words feel like a promise. He's still here, and he's still got it. That hair. You saw it before he said a word. Jet black, swept back, not a strand out of place. And then came the voice. Have mercy. John Stamos was 24 years old when he walked into that house as Jesse Katsopolis, the motorcycle-riding, Elvis-loving musician who was supposed to be the cool one. He was. But what made Uncle Jesse unforgettable wasn't the leather jacket or the guitar. It was the moment he held baby Michelle for the first time and didn't want to let go. He showed an entire generation that being tough and being tender were never opposites. The cool uncle who also happened to be the safest place in the room. His character's name was almost Cochrane. But John asked the writers to change it to Katsopolis because his grandfather had come to America from a small village in Greece as Stamatopoulos and shortened the name to Stamos. John wanted that heritage on screen. It was personal, and it made Jesse feel real in a way no one expected. He was 24 then. Today, at 62, John carries his story in every line. He never stopped performing with the Beach Boys. 40 years now since the 4th of July in 1985, when he first played drums with them at the Washington Monument. In 2025, he joined them again at Beach Life Festival in Redondo Beach. In 2026, he filmed a horror comedy called Drag, playing a villain so unsettling it freaked out his own wife. Uncle Jesse as a bad guy. He loved every second of it. But ask anyone close to him what defines John Stamos in 2026, and they won't talk about the roles. They'll talk about his son Billy, who just turned 8. They'll talk about how he still honors Bob Saget at every chance he gets. When Bob passed away in January 2022, John wrote 5 words that said everything. I will never have another friend like him. He meant it. He still means it. But we can't close this story without honoring the heart at its center. Bob Saget gave us Danny Tanner, the dad who cleaned the kitchen and then cleaned it again. The man who sat on the edge of the bed and made every hard conversation feel safe. He wasn't just playing a father. For millions of us, he was one. Bob left us on January 9th, 2022. He was 65. He spent his life making people laugh, and raising over $25 million for the Scleroderma Research Foundation, a cause he carried for his sister. His castmates still gather every year in his name. The laughter hasn't stopped. It just sounds a little different now. Every rerun is a small hello. 8 seasons, 9 faces, one house that never really closed its doors. Full House didn't teach us anything we didn't already feel. It just reminded us that feeling it was enough. Somewhere, that theme song is still playing. DJ is still calling down the stairs, and Danny Tanner is still sitting on the edge of the bed, making everything okay. So let me ask you this. When you think of Full House, who were you sitting beside? Tell me about that person. Those are the memories I make these videos for. There are more stories like this one waiting, more living rooms, more faces you haven't thought about in years. Until next time, take care of that memory.